We are going live. What's up, everybody? I'm doing a cool unboxing of the OnePlus 7 Pro. It just came out today, and I jumped from a Galaxy S10, which was cool, but I like to switch phones like I switch my socks. So I decided to see what the hype was about this phone. So let's take a look at it. Right now, it is currently only available at T-Mobile. They are the exclusive carrier in the United States, so you will have to have them, or you can buy it directly through OnePlus if you're into that type of thing. But Android phones don't age well. I recommend being on a program where you can consistently and constantly switch your devices out. So this is it right here. One of the biggest features about this phone is the display, so we're going to get into that. As with always, OnePlus has some great unboxing peripherals. They always do a great job with presentation. This is the case that it comes with, so OnePlus, big shout out to them for including a case with their phone. They've basically done this since they existed, so definitely appreciate that consistency. I'm not a big fan of cases, but I might put one on this phone because I heard it's pretty slippery. I actually still have the case from my OnePlus 6. As you can see, I never used it. You can kind of compare the cases too. The OnePlus 7 Pro is a little bit taller from what I heard. So if you plan on trying to use your old cases, it's not going to work. Of course, with OnePlus, their biggest thing is to never settle. And I'm going to jump into that in a bit because I think that they are starting to change their brand and their identity from when they were a startup, basically. You get a nice little SIM card ejector tool, which ironically is, not ironically, but shockingly is not as common anymore. You get a SIM card, basically welcome to your phone. If you want to go through all the fine print, it's been a long time coming for OnePlus. I remember when they were still doing these pop-up events, when they were again still a startup type of company. They were an invite only type of company, and they were basically undercutting all the phone manufacturers in the United States. And now they have creeped up in price. So this phone retails for $700. You can get it on a monthly plan for about $30 a month. Now, if you look at the iPhone, I'm using the iPhone Max. This is a phone that retails for, I want to say, $1,100. The S10 Galaxy that I just jumped from retails for $999. So even though this is the most expensive OnePlus that we've ever seen, it is still very competitive in pricing as opposed to the flagships. And this used to be a flagship killer. That was their biggest motto, was they're the flagship killer. In the box, you also get, of course, the crazy warp charger. This bad boy, wow, this thing's freaking huge. This guy will charge your phone pretty fast. I think 15 minutes gets you like half battery or some crazy shit like that. This thing's really heavy, and it is rated at, wait, where's the wattage? 5 volts. It doesn't say. It doesn't matter. Let's put this back in there. And probably my favorite USB Type-C cables are made from OnePlus. Very nice, very thick, very durable. So I always love having extra cables around. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, which is the phone. Now, at my local T-Mobile store, they only carried, unfortunately, the black variant. There's this really cool blue color that you can get, but it is, I guess, harder to get in store. You might want to order it online if you really want that color. Right off the bat, I can tell you that this is a very, very heavy phone. Holy shit. This thing is heavy. Damn. This thing is massive. This is bigger than the S10 that I had. And it's definitely heavier. It might be due to the fact that it has a mechanical camera, which I'm going to obviously show for you guys in a bit. Whoa. Okay, so this is the back of the phone. I never saw the black color in the promo videos or in the unboxing, so in case you guys are wondering what that looks like, you're taking a live look at it. I don't know if you guys can... Let me adjust the... Yeah. You can kind of see here. It's got like a very metallic... This is more of like a gunmetal type of look. It's not the super shiny piano black finish. This is more of like a gunmetal silver look. And this looks really nice. I can already tell I'm going to hate having fingerprints on this, but this is probably one of the best built OnePlus phones that I've ever seen. Even better than the 6T. This is very impressive. Wow. Up here you have the microphone, and then this is where the selfie camera pops up from. On this side you got the volume, and on the other side you have the alert button, the power button. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell the SIM card goes. Oh, okay, it's on the bottom. SIM card goes on the bottom. Unfortunately, with OnePlus, they did not bring back the headphone jack, which I find very disappointing. This is a phone that's supposed to kill the flagships. Flagship phones have sort of axed the auxiliary cable, auxiliary cord, and I would hope that OnePlus would bring this back. Actually, now that I remember, did they even include the adapter in here? Oh shit. Hopefully the adapter is in here, because if you don't have a USB Type-C adapter for your headphone jack, you're going to be shit out of luck. And I don't see one in here. Well, that is not good news. Maybe it's in here somewhere. Hold on. Oh, hell no. Did they forget to include one? This is not good. This is the SIM card popper. There's no... Hold on. Dude. So... This is going to be kind of a shocker. There is no adapter for the headphone jack. I don't know what to tell you guys. What the fuck? There's no adapter. So if you still use headphones in 2019, wired headphones, you are shit out of luck with this OnePlus. It's a bummer. Mainly, I mean, it's not a big deal for me. It's just like in the car, I rather have an auxiliary connection than Bluetooth. No headphone jack. And no headphone jack adapter. Wow. Shame on you, OnePlus. Shame on you. Let's turn this guy on. I don't know if there's a built-in screen protector on this one. The last OnePlus phone I had did have one built in, but I don't think this phone has one. So, in case you guys were wondering, I usually peel those off anyways, but some people are super weird about their phones. I'm just going to go through the setup. I don't really want to bore you guys with all that. Don't want to use the system. Blah, blah, blah. I'm in. Skip. Looks like we got to connect to Wi-Fi. skip all that. Fingerprint scanner. Wait, how do you set one up? How to use fingerprints? So you gotta use a lock screen. Let me make one real quick. Okay, so let's try this out. One of the improvements that they made with this on-display fingerprint reader is that it's 30% larger. So when I first used the OnePlus 6T, it was very inconsistent and I wasn't a big fan of it. Then I got the S10 and it was better, but when I first got the S10 out of the box, it was very inaccurate with the fingerprint. So then they came out with some software updates and improved it. But I'll tell you straight up, right out of the box, I did not have a pleasant experience with the on-screen fingerprint reader. I'm going to add another finger, kind of just to see. I'm use my other thumb. I'm not a big fan of these. I rather have a fingerprint scanner on the power button. It's something that the Galaxy S10e did, and I think it's just nice to have a physical button that you can lay your finger on. You turn on your phone 100 times a day probably on average, so why not put a power button with the built-in fingerprint reader on the side and just save everyone the trouble. Another thing that I don't like about these on-screen fingerprints readers is at night it can be very harsh on your eyes because it has to light up from underneath the glass. So let's say you're in bed and you're trying to watch something like Netflix, you unlock your phone, there's this bright green light coming that's piercing in your eyes. So it's just one of the drawbacks of having an on-screen fingerprint scanner. So some of the gestures you can do: screen off features, turn on the flashlight with a V, double tap to wake. If you draw a circle, it opens the camera. That's cool. Definitely turn all those on. Screen calibration, so you can choose basically the temperature of your screen if you want to have muted colors, more accurate, or if you want to have the nice eye-popping, eye-catching colors. You can also change the font. That's cool. That's one of the biggest reasons why people would get this over any other phone, because of the amount of customization that you have with the software. The Galaxy S10, as much as I enjoy all the crazy bells and whistles that it has, the software experience is pretty bad. So that is why people like this OnePlus, because of the software. Excuse me. You can customize everything about the phone, whether it's like night mode or dark mode. So if you turn on night mode, wait, that's not the one. Basically like dark mode. The resolution you can change. Now, one of the biggest features about this phone, in case you're a casual person, you're not into the tech, is the frame rate of the screen. So this is at 90 hertz versus 60. So this is supposed to be like buttery smooth, scrolling through windows, the animations, basically. Let's just go on. Oh wait, I'm not connected to the internet. What's one of the first screens that has a 90 hertz display? So we're gonna start seeing that in future phones. The iPad Pro, I believe, is at 120 hertz. and it's quite noticeable if you use it. And I guess that's going to be the biggest thing now with phones. We went from the notch to getting rid of the notch to having built-in screen protect or fingerprint reader on the front of the phone to now having a higher frame rate for your display. It could be kind of gimmicky. I'm gonna have to use this and see how that works. Let me just connect to Wi-Fi real quick so I can browse Reddit or something and kind of get a better idea. So let's go. No thanks. Reddit. Zippy fast as it should be. It's a brand new phone. I mean, if someone didn't tell me this was 90 hertz, I would not be able to tell. It's more of a placebo effect. I think where it will stand out is if you do like maybe mobile gaming. Yeah, dude, this is fine. It's not a big deal. Now let's do the other feature that makes this phone unique, and that is the selfie. Woo! You see that? Let me get a closer. You guys can see here. There it is, baby. Say hi. So this is a mechanic selfie camera. It's how they were able to make this completely notchless, no hole punch camera cut out. This is a mechanical lens. I don't take selfies, so I'm not going to be using this. But it's kind of cool to have. And for those that aren't a fan of the built-in fingerprint scanner and you usually use face unlock, well, you're going to be shit out of luck because it's not recommended that you use this to unlock your phone because it's mechanical. You know, what happens if you try to unlock your phone, you drop your phone. It does have a sensor that will detect in case the phone is in free fall, and it will try to close the camera as fast as possible. But still, it's kind of a risky maneuver there. One of the biggest compromises with the phone, or one of the reasons why the biggest criticism that OnePlus gets is the camera. They don't have the best camera. I think those are reserved for Pixels and iPhones, and probably the Galaxy S10 has a better camera than the OnePlus. I'll be testing it out. I'm a photographer, so I don't really take photos on my phone as much as I would be, I guess, focused more on taking photos on my camera. Mobile phones are limited in many ways, especially in low light situations. So I'm very curious to see how technology will change in 10 years from now, because you're starting to notice basically everyone takes photos on their phone and they're just putting them on social media. They're not really printing photos anymore. So, you know, actual DSLR cameras and mirrorless cameras are reserved for basically professionals or people that are wanting to capture some amazing photos. That's why, like, I don't really care about the camera on the phone. Most of the stuff that I'm going to be doing on my phone is for Snapchat, Instagram, and it'll do the job just fine. The technology on these phones is getting to the point where, I mean, any phone over $500 should be able to do an amazing job. I don't know if there's anything else that I want you guys to see. This is a pretty cool phone. I'm going to play with it, use it, see how it performs. The Google Pixel 3a just came out as well, and it's a lot cheaper phone and you get the best camera. So it's the phone that I wanted to get. Unfortunately, with my T-Mobile plan, I'm not able to get it. So I'm going to be using the OnePlus, see how I like it, see how it compares to the Galaxy S10, because that's the phone that I came from. And, you know, obviously compare it to Apple, but it's really no comparison in my opinion. I think that these are completely different phones for completely different people, and obviously I'm gonna see how the gaming aspect works on this with the 90 frame screen. As for now, thank you guys for watching, and definitely leave comments below in case you guys have any questions. As of right now, though, I did not see an adapter on inside the box for the headphone jack, so you're gonna have to pick one up in case you don't have one.